Hello and welcome to another live stream on TTA 40K.
Yes, our first reactive one.
Yeah.
I like it.
We get to talk about news and updates for the first time ever on this channel.
Yeah.
So, as you may have seen by the title of the video, this is probably going to be the last data slate and update for 10th edition. We don't have confirmation on that, but looking at patterns and where we are in the edition, it's very likely that 11th is in June, so this will be the last one.
Yep, unless for some reason they delay it by 3 months, then we might get one more, but judging how this one's gone, it feels like it's just the end.
Yeah, spoiler alert, it's quite soft. I think that's probably the best way of putting it.
It tries its hardest. It just couldn't do it.
Yeah. I think, you know, for a very quick overview of this, we've had a very, very fast flick through before we rushed like crazy to set up this live stream. I think it's kind of what was expected of this update.
Yeah, I think so. Nothing extreme, nothing groundbreaking, but there's still things that will change a few people's lists.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put it this way, I'm glad we had our Necron experiment when we did.
Yeah.
Because that would be definitely over now. But we'll get to that. The way we'll do this today is we will share our screen with you guys. We'll very quickly go through the data slate, the updates, what's changed on there, and then we'll look at the Minotaurum field manual as well and look at what points have changed. Because that's probably the most impactful of this update.
Yes.
All right.
So begin with the data slate.
Let's do it.
So there wasn't much, was there?
No, I don't think there was.
Yeah. So you're sharing the screen. You can see that. I got to look at the iPad because my eyes are not good enough to see the TV from this angle.
Yeah, like Sisters, Unchanged, Custodes, which actually surprises me, unchanged in their rules.
I think that's fine.
No, Custodes. Like I am not a fan of Custodes. I hate Custodes. But they needed some kind of rule change.
But I just don't see what they would have done now. That's the thing. It's an addition change they need.
Yeah, too little, too late.
Yeah. It would have been if they made a massive change to them now for the last 3 months, I think that would have just, yeah. Yeah,
no, you're right. By the way, people in chat, let us know if there's any issues with audio or visuals. Again, this is a very, very last second live stream and we're running it ourselves. So I'm literally under the table pressing buttons to do this. But see, James.
Or it could look like you're doing something else under the table. So yeah, glad we cleared that one up.
If I seem preoccupied, that's why.
Just hands down there. Stop thinking really hard.
Right. So Custodes unchanged. Admech unchanged. Yeah. I mean, very, very little has changed. Black Templars, nothing. Blood Angels. We have a small change. The Sanguinary. The screen's very far away from me. I think it says Sanguinary Priest. He can now lead Blade Guard vets.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Blood Angels players, is that good for you? I don't know. I guess it's never a bad thing.
No.
Very, very random small change though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing. We may as well, rather than me sitting here and saying nothing's changed for this army or this army.
Yeah,
we'll head straight to Necrons.
Yes. While you scroll to it, it's basically some data sheet changes. That's all we got.
What's my alphabet?
Where are you? It's definitely after that.
Definitely after I. There it is. A, B, C. So it looks like the main change to the actual profiles themselves is actually to the Silent King.
Yes.
Ironically.
Yep. It's basically, there's now a few things that are excluding monster units, which I think is fair.
Yeah, I mean, the Silent King, when I first experimented with the New Cthulhu's, the first thing I did was put them with the Silent King.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, if you give, is it reroll ones? Yeah, reroll hit and wound rolls of ones aura with Cthulhu's could be pretty nasty.
Yeah.
But that, along with its other two auras, have now added excluding monsters, which is kind of savage.
And the other one as well is if they're within 6 of the Silent King, you can reroll charge rolls made for that unit. And each time they make a melee attack, add 1 to the strength. That is also now excluding.
Yeah.
And the other one of if they're within 6 and they can add 2 inches to their move, which their move was already buffed.
Yeah,
having another buff on top, I think it's fair to not include them in that.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. It's not a change I actually expected to see.
No,
I don't
not
think
at all.
anybody was really complaining about, oh, you can't run the Silent King with the Cthulhu, it's too unfair. Like, if you're running multiple 300+ point models and a 400+ point model, you don't have anything else. You're not scoring a lot of points, you know? So I don't think anybody was really complaining about that combination, but hey, whatever you want to do to nerf the Cthulhu's, whatever, it's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it.
That's everything for now, and it's nice and not even nice, just dull. To be honest, it's a bit like
yeah, very dull. But again, kind of what we expected for the last update of the edition. They're not going to make major changes when they're about to make major changes.
No,
you know. So, Minotaurum Field Manual.
Yes.
What's changed?
So, let's go through the alphabet. Nothing for sisters.
Nope.
We'll start there, so we can move on from them nice and quick. Now we get on to Custodes, the golden boys, the favorite child, the best.
What's great about this is if you were present during our last live stream, you will have seen Custodes in action up against Huron's Marauders, CSM. It's now evident that James cheated.
Sure, definitely, yeah. Basically, Custodian Guard have gone up 10 points for both sets of 4 or 5 units, so we kind of talked about this the other day and said this is probably what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I think, if anything, they should have gone up more, but I didn't feel like they were going to do it more. So the 10 is just as expected.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Land Raiders didn't go up because they've had so many drops this edition. They just kept nerfing them until every Custodian player was like, fine, I'll take a Land Raider.
I think the 220 is still about fair for them, though. It's just because people have discovered the reactive move. And I think it was Art of War on the podcast. They said Land Raiders just have this cycle where people go, they're not that bothered. They get forgotten about. Someone discovers them again and go, oh my God, remember Land Raiders? Everyone takes them again. Then people forget them. And it's in that cycle by the sounds of it.
But it's in that cycle and it now has a very low points cost. So it's become kind of like Custodes are in this weird place now where they're really good, but just because they're cheaper than they should be. Like, their rules aren't great. But for what you get for what the points are, they are disgusting.
Yeah. There is technically another change to a lot of Custodes lists, but that comes with a later codex. So we'll get to that when we come to it, I think.
Yeah, I to be honest, I would say mention it now.
Shall we do it now?
I'd say 90% of Custodes players take Draxus.
Yeah. Inquisitor Draxus has gone up to 110 points. So she was 95. Because when I looked at that list from Saturday, it had gone up 25 points. And I was like, wait, I only had one lot of 4 guard. That's 10 points. It's like, did I cheat? What? And then, it's Draxus. So, for that list, all I would have actually changed was taken an enhancement off the bike, which was 15, and 1 less no sisters. So the models on the board wouldn't have actually changed at all.
Ah, fair.
But, it's one of those where I think that's a good change in a way because it is one of those models you just go, okay, Guard and Draxus.
Yeah.
What else can I take after that? It's like the auto starting point.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Go with it.
Well, I think overall this is good, but in reality, it doesn't necessarily change people's lists that much. You might lose a couple of models because you can take guard in different numbers.
Yes,
you know, like it. Yeah, who cares?
It's a couple of units of 5 are going to go down to 4s.
Yeah,
that's pretty much how most lists will change. Yeah. So
I imagine most guard players were expecting worse than what they've got.
Yep.
All right, moving on.
Next, Adeptus Mechanicus. Nil pois. 0 changes.
Which I think is fair. Adeptus Titanicus. For all you Titanicus players out there.
So Aeldari are up next. And they get 2 pages of stuff. But only 1 change.
Nope.
No.
There's a few changes.
Oh, no, the green. 4 changes overall, sorry. 1 red change. That's the one that stuck out to me.
Yeah.
So Asurmen, have gone up by 10 points. I don't really know Aeldari, so I can't.
Yeah, a unit that most Aeldari players take, I guess. So expected. Again, I've only ever played against Eldar once, so I'm not the most qualified person to talk about Eldar. But the 3 changes, and I can't read from there.
Are the ones that have gone down. Wraith Blades, Wraith Guard, and Wraith Lord have all gone down 10 points apiece,
which is great because the Wraith family of Eldari models, I think, are very. Throughout most of the edition, taking away the very start of 10th, they've been really underutilized. They were like broken at the start, and then they got nerfed. No one took them. I think they're the coolest part of Eldar models, of an Eldar army in general. So hopefully they'll see some play. I don't know whether 10 points is enough to do it, but maybe.
Yeah. that's pretty much it. So again, it's these like 10 points here and there, things that they're not going to completely break people's lists, but it might make you think.
Again, tame. Very tame.
Moving on to Astra Militarum. So I'll let you take the lead on this one.
Okay, it'd be great if I could see.
2 changes, 2 reds, nothing green, sadly, for you.
Yeah. You say that. I'm not really a guard player.
No, but you...
Oh, yeah, this is going to be...
You've experimented.
Yeah, this is as expected. Rogel Dawns, standard Dawns have gone up 10 points, and Rogel Dawn Commanders have gone up 15 points. This makes sense.
Yeah.
I think Dawns are one of the best vehicles in the game for the points, and in Grizzled, being able to have extra orders, the Dawn Commander becomes even more efficient. So it makes absolute perfect sense that these will get a little bit of a increase.
Fair. Okay. Next, we have Black Templars. Yeah, so again, you can see how many units Black Templars have here.
I just want to address the chat for a second.
Oh, yeah?
Josh, whenever you ask us to do something, you know the rule. You got a super chat.
Oh, shit.
Carry on.
Yeah, so the Black Templars, yeah, you can see that they have so many things to potentially change. Which, to be honest, when I built the list, it feels like there's more than that, I guess.
Well, because there's also all of the Space Marine stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically it's just Crusader squads in a 20 have gone down by 10 points. I hadn't actually clocked before that the 10 was the 20 was more than double the 10. I don't know why.
Which I think it makes sense.
I mean, I hadn't really considered taking 20 in any way.
Well, I think this is really ironic timing on GW's part, because it was only this past weekend that a list, is it Bastion Task Force or something, where you get more battle line and you basically hoard Crusader squads.
Well, the person took 3 blocks of 20.
Yeah. So that list went undefeated at a GT this weekend, and now they've dropped the points on them.
Yeah.
Which is kind of silly.
Yeah.
Why did that need a change? Okay, it's great for other detachments when you want to use them in those, because they weren't seeing much play outside of that, I don't believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're just making that detachment even better again.
Yeah. So yeah, that's not really going to change much for that. And next we get to Blood Angels.
Oh. I'm not keeping up, sorry.
Again, 1 change here.
Astaroth.
Yep, gone down by 10 points.
Yeah. To be honest, of all the changes Blood Angels could have got, that's not the one I was expecting again.
No.
Astaroth's pretty cool, but did he really need to be dropped? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, moving on then. We go to Chaos Demons, and they have 3 changes, all in red.
Again, Chaos Demons have been wildly powerful recently, so I'm expecting it to be Greater Demons, is it? Kairos, Fate Weaver,
Lord of Change, and...
Sorry, guys.
Oh, sorry, the other one is an enhancement increase.
How much points?
15 on the enhancement, and 15 on Lord of Change, 10 to Kairos, Fate Weaver.
Yeah, again, I think justified. I don't think it's going to change many demon players' lists. It's going to be a case of take the big birds and whatever they cost, they cost. Go from there. That's pretty much how the demons players work these days, right?
Yep. Chaos Knights, untouched. Chaos Space Marines, untouched.
Which
no, sorry. There is the Renegade Warband one.
Yes.
Apologies, that's an enhancement one.
I actually think it's a shame that CSM has remained untouched, because there was so much talk about the Renegade Warband's attachment being like, holy moly, this is insane, that people were like, oh, it's going to be nerfed immediately. It wasn't that. It was, it was quite dull, if anything. It just, there's a lot of words that didn't really do that much for your army. It did a lot for, like, it's an oath rather than an army-wide thing. So I'm basically getting rerolls on 1 unit. Oath is amazing, don't get me wrong. But then the thing that combined with that was the battle shock test to either get advanced shooting charge or pullback shooting charge. You just ended up battle shocked all the time. Yeah. So it wasn't that great. And being unit by unit, it just got, kind of frustrating. So what they've done is they've changed the enhancement, which was to add a second oath after your first one was destroyed, which initially, upon release, was the most expensive enhancement in the game at 60 points. They have now dropped that by 25 points, which is
It is insanity because there was that whole thing. The most expensive enhancement in the game was 40 points. And then they went all the way to 60 and one go with this. Going, oh, this is so broken. It's got to be so expensive. And then they've almost got it's not far off, just half that value, really.
Yeah.
That's an insane drop.
Yeah. It shows how Renegade Warband wasn't really the groundbreaking detachment that they thought it was going to be.
No. There's still time, though. There's still time.
Yep. All right, moving on.
To Dark Angels, nil point.
Huh. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me either. Death
Which
Guard
takes us to Death Guard. We have one change for Demon Prince of Nurgle with wings.
Oh, gone down, eh?
Gone down by 15 points.
I'm very surprised to see that that's gone down in Death Guard, but Demon Prince has not gone down in CSM. That's really surprising to me.
Okay, this might be a noob question. Why would the one with wings be worse than the normal one?
They both have different abilities, essentially. I've never played Death Guard, so I don't know what the Death Guard specific ones are. But like, if you're talking the standard CSM Demon Princes, for example, the winged one does like mortals on a charge. The non-winged one has like lone op and rerolls.
I just feel like when it's that kind of thing, they should be equal value of what they do, just in different areas.
Yeah.
So it being 15 points less than the other version,
Wait, the winged one is less now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because they were both 195.
Oh.
And that's gone down 15, so that's 180, but the normal one has stayed as 195. Where in my head, I'm like, they should be the same value.
What's funny is I'm pretty sure in CSM, and we can actually just check by scrolling up, I think they literally switched. Where's D? Wait, are they not in here?
No. Do they only...
Oh, well. Moving on.
Where do we get
They're
to?
just not there, right?
No.
Okay, so yeah, that's that. Index Death Watch. Nothing.
I love it because half of that's just kill team as well.
That's what they're called. They're called kill teams.
Oh, right. I thought they was just like kill team releases.
Drukhari has actually had a few buffs.
Ooh.
I know some people that will be very, very happy to see that Hellions have remained the same because they are very, very common, let's say, right now for Drukhari players.
Okay. I mean, yeah, with it, you got Homunculus down by 10, Scourges with Shard Carbines down by 5, and Racks down by 5, 5, and 10, depending on 5, 8, or 10 models. So, I don't know Drukhari either, so
I don't know them that well, but I'm surprised to see them getting that many. Like, this is the most amount of increases we've seen, or decreases rather.
Yeah,
that surprises me.
Just because they're 5-point ones as well, it's like,
yeah,
almost feels like token gestures. 5 points.
Yeah, you get 5 points. You get 5 points. All right, Emperor's Children. Probably a faction that needed a little bit of love, probably in the points department. Especially Flawless Blades, because they are some of the coolest models in the game, in my opinion, but don't get a lot of competitive play. So, how have they gone down, James?
3 models gone down 10, 6 models down 20. So basically, it's 100 points for every 3 you take. And as simple as that. As well as that, Chaos Terminators down 10 points as well, and Tormentors. The 5 models have stayed the same, but if you take 10, it's now cheaper per model, going down 10 points.
Yeah, I think these are all justified changes. Would probably have liked to have seen Fulgrim go down even just another 10, but what's he on?
He's 340.
Yeah, get him down to 330, 320, and I think he gets a lot of competitive play. 320 probably.
Fair.
Who knows?
Okay, Gene Stealer Cults, nil point. Oh, here you go. Grey Knights up next.
Let's go, baby. What have we got? Everything gone down? Oh, just Terminators. I mean, if I'm starting here, if Terminators and or Paladins hadn't gone down, I would riot. Because how you can justify, like, I'm pretty sure Terminators for Grey Knights are more expensive than Custodian Guard, right?
They are, well, now they're cheaper.
Oh, okay.
So, 4 Terminators were 160 down to 150. Guard have gone 150 up to 160.
Okay.
They swapped.
Finally, justice. So, we are down 10, 15, 20, and 25, which is lovely numbers to see for a Grey Knights player. My Terminators might finally see the table.
Yeah.
I've had 10 of them since I've been a Grey Knights player and never used them. Not once. Yeah. So, if I bring the Grey Knights back out, it's nice to know that they're an option now. Because they're cool,
Nice.
man. I like Grey Knight Templars.
Yeah. Imperial agents.
Sure.
Okay. It doesn't show Draxus changing.
Really?
So I'm guessing because it's an agent.
So it's
As an
changed as like
ally.
an ally?
Yeah. So it doesn't show. I assumed it was going to show it there. I didn't even. How does that usually work then?
Well, it's just changed in the app.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Oh, sorry. Every mod. Oh, sorry. Okay. If I just gone down the next page, I could have got the answer here, but you know. Yeah. Okay. Next one. So the standard Inquisitor and Inquisitor Draxus both gone up. Standard Inquisitor up by 10 points to 65. Draxus up 15 to 110 when taken as allies. I'm almost surprised the Calidus Assassin didn't go up as well. I thought maybe 10 points.
Maybe.
Because that seems to be the go-to ally for a lot of armies. Draxus just really Custodes mainly. But
Well, it's just great utility, isn't it? You
Yeah.
can pick it up and put it down somewhere else. And
yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, I thought maybe that might have had a slight increase just to try and mix things up a bit, but I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah. All right. Imperial Knights. We see a few changes here for Imperial Knights.
Ugh, hate these things.
Yeah, you're not a fan of them.
No.
So what have we got?
We have the Armiger Halvarin down by 5 points, sorry. And Knight Errant and Knight Gallant both down by 10 points each.
Yeah, Imperial Knights have not been in a good spot since the last change, so this was expected. Chaos Knights doing just fine. These guys needed some help. Yeah, I mean, it's just 10-point drops again.
Yeah, and when you're at that level of points, is that actually going to make a like?
I don't know. I don't think that changes too much, really.
No, maybe it gets you an enhancement on something, but yeah,
it's kind of getting to me. I know it's the end of the edition, and it's not that we're not expecting big changes. But when something's really not performing well, I just feel like it's so lazy to go just that, and that. They're not getting played much. Decrease their points by 10.
Yeah.
It's just really lazy. Like, just I don't know. Just look at the rules. What's working well, what's not.
Yeah.
But I guess this is all just because there's a big rewrite coming.
Yeah, I suppose there is as well. Like, these will be people's last opinions on 10th. So if they did something big and it messed it all up, then everyone will just remember 10th as being bad because that's how it ended. So if they go, well, 10th is in a good place, let's not do much, and then people will go, 10th was good. Yeah. Maybe.
There's some people in the chat. I think Sam's jumped in and complained about the Templars changes. In my opinion, I don't think they needed that many changes. If anything, I think the Repulsor Executioner should have gone up.
Well, there was rumors it was going up in leaks. It was going up 20 points, which I was like, 10 I could have maybe gone okay, fair. 20 I thought was a bit harsh, but it didn't.
Yeah, which does surprise me. And I think, in my opinion, if I was a Black Templars player, I would look at that not going up as a win.
Yeah.
Like that's a win right there. And then with Bastion performing so well recently, the main bulk of that successful detachment, that list, is Crusaders in 20-man blobs. So that getting a buff, getting a points drop is that's a big win for Templars. I wouldn't be too disappointed with it.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
Moving on.
Leagues of Votan, nil point. Now we go to Necrons and the Red Appears. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 changes. All red, no greens.
As expected.
As mentioned, I think, Catan's all up by 10 points.
Yeah. Does this surprise you in any way?
No, not at all. I think it's basically going, if you're taking the 4, you're getting rid of a scoring unit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is the way they've gone now. It's like, keep your 4, but you're going to have to think a lot harder about how you're going to score with them. Or you take 1 out, and then you've actually got more room for 1 or 2 additional.
Yeah, you're pretty much losing, like, I don't know, maybe some flayed ones or Scarab Swarm, something like that.
Like from the list I was playing, and I would have changed it anyway if I continued Necrons a bit longer, was I was going to take out the DDA.
Yeah.
Now, straight away, that is an auto take out the DDA without even a second thought. And maybe add one other thing in the smaller in now.
Yeah. Sam's asked, Necron's been hit hard. Does it change your list overall? What lists? We stopped playing Necrons after the last tournament.
I will come back to them one day when they're not hated so much.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. We addressed this in previous videos, but it was quite a struggle playing Necrons during this period because every opponent you come up against literally eye rolls you as soon as you put your models on the table. So it just wasn't fun.
No, and it was so annoying because I'd had that Void Dragon for like a year.
Well, since release.
Yeah, and going, like, when I do it, I love the Catan idea. It's cool. I want to do it. And then it's like, great, this is a great chance to do it. Everyone hates you.
Yeah. And it sucks because I think Necrons and their aesthetic, their vibe is so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Like that sort of Terminator vibe I love. So I hate the fact that I almost feel guilty for playing them.
Yeah.
I wasn't even good with them.
No, me neither.
I went 2-1 at 2 tournaments in a row, and that was my experience with them.
Anyway, Necrosaur Amintar also went up 20 points.
This, like, I knew he was going to get a nerf, but that's a lot.
With the way the rest of the day she's gone so far, I thought, 10 points would have made sense and would have fit in. It does seem...
Like, he's good. He's really good. He has fights first and some other things that really are only good in that, is it Curse Legion? Whichever detachment it is.
People were taking him with Catans as well, though.
Yeah, but I think it's just like a heroic intervention fights first unit.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so powerful.
Well, I suppose it is the thing. If you had the list with the 4 Catans and Necrosaur, now that's 60 points. That's gone up. It is a big increase. And if you're playing in Pantheon, as we'll get on to now, it's even worse. So all the enhancements for Pantheon have gone up 15.
Oh my God.
And obviously in Pantheon, you have to have them. They're not an option.
Yeah.
So if they'd done this and made them optional, that would have been interesting.
So basically, if you're taking Pantheon, you're taking 4 Catans and Necrosaur, your list has gone up 120 points.
Yes.
Oh, man, poor Pantheon players. 120. That is absolutely insane.
I'm trying to think if I've actually got my
It's literally
list.
ridiculous. Yeah, you can see here.
Yeah, mine would have gone up to 2,090 points.
Oof.
So taking out a DDA would only leave me with 110 points to play with.
Yeah. And again, like James said, these enhancements they're not optional enhancements. No. If you take Catans, they have to have these enhancements. So yeah, I don't think people are going to be playing Pantheon now. I think that's too much.
Which, well, if anything, that makes me almost be like, ooh, maybe I want to just have maybe it's less of an opinion against it.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Maybe.
But I also think then you do go down to 3. I think the 4 might be that step too far.
I think it becomes very, very high risk as an army. Like you make one mistake, you lose a Catan by turn 2, you're probably done.
Yeah.
Like it's so much more of your army now. 120 points.
It is. Oh, I'll be interested to see how they go competitively next then.
Yeah, same. I don't think they'll be going undefeated at like almost every major tournament that there is. Orcs. Nothing.
Nope, they forgot to think of anything new, so nothing happened to them. Space Marines. I'm sure nothing got touched with Space Marines. We have so many pages of them. 3 pages and 4 changes. All of them red.
Yeah. Lieutenant with Combi Weapon.
15 points.
Yeah. Well, that was... I don't want to say it needed to happen, but every time I come up against Lieutenant with Combi Weapon, they are so annoying.
It's... For me, they're a bit like the Calidus Assassin for another ally. Like, they're just someone that most... Like, I put one in a Black Templar straight away because I was like, 70 points, and they're great for that. It's almost like, okay, definitely, that's staying in there.
Yeah.
85 probably will stay in.
Yeah, I still think people are going to take them.
It's more of a like, 15 points now.
Yeah. No, I don't think it changes them being almost an auto-include in most Space Marine armies.
Yeah.
But... yeah, the fact that you've now got to shift a few things around, perhaps, is something to think about. But again, such a cool model.
Yep.
What else?
Redemptor Dreadnought's gone up by 10 points.
Has Brutalis gone down?
No.
All right. Oh, damn it.
No.
Damn it.
Just make sure. Nope, still 160.
Okay.
But now 205 points for Redemptor. Ouch.
Again, it's just 10 points again, though. Like, it's just not that big of a deal.
But then I guess... there are people who do take multiple.
Yeah.
So it might be a bit more in the end. But who knows? You also have the Wardens of Ultramar, gone up by 15 from 90 to 105. Yeah.
There's a comment in the chat, from James Buckingham. No sympathy for Necrons. Death Guard got hit with 200 points. Obviously, not this one. But when they were... I mean, Death Guard were like so... clearly ahead of everyone for a short period. That kind of made sense. But they probably did hit them too hard. You are right.
Yeah. And finally, with Space Marines, Repulsor Executioner. Gone up by 10 to 230.
So the standard Space Marine Rep-X has gone up 10.
Yeah.
But the Black Templars version is the same.
But was the Black Templars one in... I'm having a moment now. Was that actually was that listed separately in this?
No?
What's the alphabet?
There. Yes.
Yes, okay, sorry. I wasn't expecting R to be the bottom thing. No. That one's fine. The normal one's gone up, getting closer to what the Black Templar one is costing. Just still 5 points less.
Yeah. I can't believe that.
That's the thing with Space Marines. There's so many options. It's like a few things go up 10 points or so. You still have things to pick.
No one really cares. I'm just still a bit surprised that the Black Templar version stayed the same. But we're past that, so let's forget about that.
Okay, on to Space Wolves.
Ooh.
And they've been ignored. Nothing for them at all.
And I can't lie, devastated, because, spoiler alert, this Saturday on our next Battle Report live stream will be myself and Huron versus Ross and his Space Wolves.
Yes.
So Ross submitted his list for us to do the graphics, and I was... like when this Dataslate came out today, I was like, "Oh, come on, nerf him, make this a more winnable game for me." But no.
Well, they did. It's his Space Marine units, so he has had to change it, hasn't he?
Yeah, I believe so. But yeah, damn, I was really hoping the Brutalis Dreadnoughts would have got hit.
Okay, on from Space Wolves then.
Yep.
We go to Tau, and Stealth Battlesuits going down by 10 points. Is their only change?
Yeah, fair enough. Is the Twin Lance on here?
Yep, 160 points, 2 models.
Who keeps ringing you, dude? Don't they know we're live?
Yeah, no, they're there. They haven't been touched. So I guess they're technically not out yet, are they?
So something we've missed, go back to Space Marines.
Oh, yeah.
Is no more old Calgar and Sicarius. Is that right? Oh, wow. Huh. Yeah, we missed that.
What did we miss out?
There's no more old Calgar. So there's obviously...
Oh!
Yeah. Where's M? Manius.
Where is
our
it?
alphabet. What does Calgar come under? Is it not under Manius? We'll just trust chat. We'll do it that way.
So, yeah, Marnius Calgar in armor of Antilocus. Is that?
Oh, yeah.
That's the one.
There's only one. So the version that comes essentially with the Victrix is gone. So that's an interesting change. Oh, but they're still in the app. That's interesting. Oh.
I wonder if that's just a...
Maybe it's an oversight. Or they'll release another thing that says legacy units.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Did you say the Twin Lance was on here or not?
Yeah, it was there, 160 points.
Oh,
not touched.
Really? Well, not touched. It's a new release.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, it's there. So.
160. That's real good for how good that unit is. When they released the Twin Lance images, I was like, maybe Tau is kind of tempting. I've said a few times, the kind of battlesuit stuff with Tau does appeal to me. It's just everything else in the army doesn't.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
Next, we go to the Thousand Suns, and they get red.
Really?
Yes, they do. 2 changes. Kairos Fate Weaver and Lord of Change.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
I was going to say, I thought Thousand Suns were kind of in just like a okay position right now. I didn't think they really needed much to be changed, but...
Nope, just changes we've already touched upon elsewhere, so that's all good.
Moving on.
To the Tyranids.
Absolutely nothing.
Nil point. And from there, World Eaters. Oh, the Forge Fiend has gone down for World Eaters by 5 points.
Oh, game changer.
Oh!
So what does that make it for World Eaters?
Competitive. It's just down to 165.
I off the top of my head, I can't think how the World Eaters Forge Fiend is different to the CSM one. But why couldn't this get 5 points drop?
Did you need 5
points? They can't
points?
kill a bloody... What are they called? Versus Praetor.
I think you need to let this go.
What? No. Curtis Bradley says Tau are going to be top tier. I think that's... Yeah, I think they probably are as well. Tau has been an army throughout most of the edition that, in the right hands, has been great all the way through.
Yeah.
They can be very terrain dependent, I think, but yeah, in the right hands, they're nasty. And I think those twin lances, they're a nice addition to the selection. All right,
that is the last one, but there's Legends Field Manual stuff.
no one cares about that.
I will just have a quick go, just in case anything looks like it has. Because this, the Calgar, could it appear here?
I mean, it could. I don't
It would
think
explain
it will.
where it went.
Yeah.
Just making sure there's no...
I'm on Space Marines, but I can't see anything.
No.
No.
It might just be a typo then.
It could be. Who knows?
Okay, cool.
That's pretty much all the updates of the data slate. James, your thoughts, please.
I don't feel like it's going to change an awful lot, to be honest. It's going to reduce the Necron.
Well, it'll change Panthion. Like, let's be honest. If you're taking Catans in, let's say, Star Shatter, you're still taking Catans in Star Shatter. That's not going to change that. If you are a Pantheon of Woe player, ouchie.
Yeah, it might just mean less people will take 4, or there were some people taking 5 with double Transcendent. Maybe that second Transcendent is they then go, okay, no, let's actually put something else in now.
Yeah.
To be fair, points-wise, I don't know what that would leave you with if you took 5.
I also don't think anybody will take the Silent King with the Catan now.
No, or at least not as a competitive version.
Points-wise, he was only really worth it because he could buff the Catans. And, it's quite a good buff as well. Rerolling ones to hit and wound when you're hitting and wounding most things on 2s is pretty great.
Because I definitely rolled a lot of 1s when I was doing that, especially with the anti-vehicle 2+, that was always fun.
Yeah. By the way, we're up to 63 viewers right now, which is actually our live record for this channel. So thank you very much for tuning in to listen to us talk about this very meh update.
Yeah. Imagine if it was a good one.
Oh, boy, we might hit 70. Yeah, that's pretty much it. As expected, Custodes had the guard drop. Land Raider stayed the same. Draxus had, drop. Increase.
Yeah, that was the unexpected one, but fully understandable.
Yeah. Nothing really here has surprised me.
No.
At all. Which is probably saying that 10th is in a good spot right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, I don't think it's something you can be... Like, everyone always wants changes to their army, right? Positive changes to their army. So I think most of us, when we open it and go, we're always inevitably disappointed.
I know. I wanted guard dropped in points. I think they're too expensive.
But that's the other thing. I think it's not just when you look at your army and you see no changes, and you're like, but I never get to use this unit that I really like. It's too expensive. And you're devastated it didn't get a points drop. Yeah. I think it's also disheartening when you look at, maybe there's an army that your friend has that they play all the time. Maybe they're cold. And maybe you really want them to have some nerfs, and then you see that they don't. It's also hard to not be too disappointed. So it's almost rare that we can be fully happy with one of these data slates.
Yep, it's very subjective.
We just hit 70 viewers.
Hey!
Yeah, thank you guys. That's insane. Yeah, that's pretty much all we have to say about that.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments if you weren't here live. If you have been here live, thank you very much for chatting away in the chat. It's always nice to know that there's other people here kind of talking with us.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
Tune in Saturday morning to watch Jake get annoyed at Space Wolves.
I'm more likely to get annoyed at dice, to be honest. But it's great because I can pretend that I lose because of dice and not because I'm a below average player.
I'm aiming for below average. That's the goal.
Just because your height is below average doesn't mean that your playing ability needs to be as well, James.
I'm just like the package.
By the way, if you're new here, you need to get used to the short jokes. It's not bullying, it's just true. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Again, like James said, this Saturday, 10 a.m., we have Chaos Space Marines with Huron and Abaddon teaming up.
Remember the days when you watch cartoons on Saturday mornings? Now you get to watch Warhammer on Saturday mornings.
Hell yeah, that's what we're trying to replicate. Thank you very much. Thanks, Sam. Have a great day, everyone, and we will see you next time on the Tabletop Alliance.
Bye, guys.
Now I just need to find the button that says stop.
Okay.